Hello, hello, good morning. We're back again. Green candles, red candles, doesn't matter to us. Thank you for showing up. And look at that, look at that. Oh, let's make this bigger here. Can we make it bigger? No, not this button, not this button. This one seems good. Hey, Avalon, good morning. We got, I cannot say that. Academaciated. I'm going to call you Academia Nut from now on. Alaikum salam, Messi, Dijan Dagi, BTFD. Hey, Kaisha, I saw something cool from you. I don't remember what. Maybe I'll bring it up later. Maybe I'll just see a post of yours, a tweet or something. You had some really witty, cool reply or something that I've seen. Crypto IP, what's up? All good? Chilling? Having a nice day? Got a bonjour. Red Skrill still with the oink oink. He's never gonna let me go. Hey, Darkmo, hello. 43RG and LC Tron, look at this. All my friends are showing up. Dijan Hexican. Believe me, I love Nazi says. Yeah. Wait, that could be taken the wrong way. Yeah, let's hope I'll find it. And we got Finbear and Pook 13. Welcome. Let's start off the stream. We got lots of news to cover. We got lots of things that are happening in the ecosystem. You've seen I plastered the thumbnail full of stuff, and maybe, just maybe, we'll also get an additional guest coming in. Look at this, JFK joining in. But I'm not sure. Anyway, maybe we'll get a surprise guest. So let's start. Let's start with... Oh, look at this. Oh, I guess it's coming actually. Hexicans, the new hex bias. It's going up and down. Bitcoin is going down 2% and the whole ecosystem crashes. Bitcoin's going up 4% and the whole ecosystem going up with it. It's just back and forth. And along this, we have all the different news, and one of the news is going to be the change now and PortalX stuff. And Just Ask Jesse has graced us with his presence. Is going to be on the show here. Are you ready? Just let me... Okay, yeah, you unmuted yourself. I guess you're ready, so I'm going to bring you on. Let's go. Say hello to the crew.
Hey, everyone.
Peeps. I'm also going to open the website, PortalX.
So I'll kind of give a rundown on some recent events. So
tell us the history first, like because people might not know what happened in the past with change now and so on.
Yep. So there's some services that relied on liquidity that was housed at OKX. For people to be able to do swaps from any token, any coin, Bitcoin, ETH, Matic, 60, 70 some different blockchains, and then thousands of tokens inside of those, to be able to swap directly from any of those into Pulse. And these services were relying on the liquidity that was housed at OKX. Well,
yeah, and that one went down. Boop.
Yeah, so then OKX said, for the time being, we're not going to support Pulse Chain anymore. They had their reasons for that, and they decided they were going to delist Pulse for the time being. So it kind of put a lot of services, kind of out. Things stopped working. Of course, there's always the bridge. There's Richard's Bridge, where you can bridge into Pulse Chain with some value and acquire Pulse. But a lot of the aggregation services that allow you to swap any coin in blockchain into Pulse, they all stopped working. So our team, the Power City team, worked with Change Now to find another liquidity option, and worked for a couple weeks, and just the other day got Pulse back online, connected in with Change Now services. Now, what that does is anybody who uses Change Now is one of their routes on their aggregators. So that would be, of course, PortalX. It would be Rubik. There'd be some other services that also route through Change Now. Now, all of these different teams have the ability to now people can swap from Bitcoin to Pulse, Pulse to Bitcoin, ETH to Pulse, all sorts of different things straight through Pulse, and it's routing through Change Now's liquidity. So it's an easier, there's an easier barrier to entry for people to come straight into Pulse chain, right? So that's in place. You can see it working on PortalXSwap.io.
Beautiful blue website. Are you still with us?
Yep. And you can select from some, I don't know, 64 different blockchains, find the token you want to swap out of, select Pulse.
Damn, that's a lot of blockchains.
Yeah. And you can swap from anything into Pulse, pretty much.
Even ton. Okay. We got ZK, Sneak Error here, all the blockchains, Solana, Ripple, Osmosis, even OKX chain. Funny. Oh, Neo is still alive. Kusama. Oh my god. Gnosis chain. Yay. Dash, Dogecoin. All the good old brand names that you've heard somewhere. And look at that post chain at the very tippy toppy.
Yep.
Did
Now
you
you can see some of the
pin that on your own interface?
See those Pulse chain assets there?
Yeah.
So the list is not humongous. Well, it is kind of humongous if you think about it. Let's look at some of these, right? So not only do you
Yeah, and
have
it keeps
Pulse and
loading as well.
PulseX,
Yeah, like it keeps going because it's loading every time you scroll down. I think I broke it though. Ah, no, okay, there. Yeah, it keeps going. It's all of them.
Yeah. So all the stuff that you would find over on PulseX, for example, you can find it in here. And that's made possible because I'm going to tell you, it wasn't easy, but it's back online and easy swapping into and out of Pulse chain assets.
I didn't see it, but I guess it's also BNB token.
Yes.
I noticed. Yeah, there it is. I noticed that a lot of people are actually going through BNB because there is so much liquidity in the BNB chain and the BNB token and the exchange. So yeah, that's a big one.
Yep. And you might want to as well because of the fees on Ethereum, right? If you were to, let's just go through a scenario real quick. Let's say you on-ramp some money to Coinbase and they charge, a fee for doing that, right? And then you had bought ETH or USDC on ETH chain or something. So you blast that off to your MetaMask wallet. And you got to pay Coinbase the fee to do that. And they're going to charge you according to the gas rates on the ETH chain. Right? So it could be a couple bucks, could be $10. Right. Now, once you're on the ETH chain, let's say you want to go through bridge.pulsechain.com, Richard's bridge. Okay, well, you're going to pay a big gas fee to bridge your stablecoin into Pulse Chain. Could be a couple bucks again, $10, $20. And then you'll pay the 0.3% fee through this bridge, right? You're paying a whole bunch of fees, but most of these fees are racking up because of the ETH gas. Now, alternatively, you can go to a place like Coinbase and you can pick up some cheap blockchain token. Maybe if AVAX is available or Matic, something that's super cheap to transact with, and you can send that to your MetaMask and connect into PortalX swap.io with your Matic stuff in your wallet, and now you can bridge into Pulse Chain for like fractions of a penny, as opposed to dollars or tens of dollars.
Yeah. Well, you still have the original onboarding into any crypto fee, but basically you're going from cheap chain to cheap chain until there are more and more on ramps that are going straight on money, fiat money on ramps straight into Pulse. But then you're going, instead of expensive chain to cheap chain, you're going cheap chain to cheap chain. This is what's happening. Yeah.
And that's the whole idea. Give people options for having retaining the most value. And look, there's a lot of people who prefer some of these little other side chains too. There's a lot of speculators over on Matic and on Binance, and some people like to go back and forth between some of these other chains besides Ethereum. So now they can.
They do. Yeah. Thanks for joining in for that. Are you actually gonna stay? Because you can. I don't know if you have the time. You weren't sure earlier.
Yeah, I can stay for a little while. Yeah.
Okay. And Petrus is in the chat as well. Hey, Petrus, if you want to join, let me know. But yeah, otherwise, gonna look at other new developments, cool developments. So we got the on ramps going, right? We got the money flowing in, and we also got the other what was it? Token sex. Yeah, let's talk about sex here. Where do I swear I had the link here. Why do I not have it anymore? Where did it go? Please excuse the technical difficulties. There it is. So this one is also another BNB, and then we can see more data. It's more on ramps, more ways to get in, and nobody has an excuse to be like, oh, you cannot get in, there is no liquidity, blah 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 blah. There is so much. Like, you just have to know where they are. And they added like cool new features in the Telegram, and they have this snapshot of how much money is coming in, coming out. Yeah, it's all over the place. And even better, we can also now better see, or have at least alternatives. So we do have the scan, the normal block scan on Postchain. We do have the Otter scan. We do have the last transaction tool that allows to see like the last 10 transactions that was created by Poseidon. Shout out to Poseidon. No, Poseidon. It's not tokens X. It's token sex. We got the 14 pulses, we got the token sex, we got the 9-inch decks, we got all the good sexual memes going here. We're gonna keep it up. And the next one is gonna be the 9mm dot pro. Looky.
People are really liking that.
Let's talk about sex. Someone should make a song about this. There's so many already. Do you remember, like, way back in the day, there were a few. Even before Hex was launched, people started with the songs. But yeah, we got the 9mm. They're like everything. They have like NFTs and decks and posts, marketplace for NFTs, all the weird degenerate stuff. But their newest thing. So this is like, don't degen. I don't know what this is all about with all the other stuff. But what's really, really cool, what I am focusing on, is they are trying to actually. What is this? I had a pop-up and it killed my screen share. Why? That's weird. Let's open it up again. Share screen. There we go. Looky. Ah, so beautiful. It's a different view. And yeah. This is basically a rescan of a block scout, and there are evil pop-up, yeah. Don't share your seed phrases, guys. So we got here the 9mm scanner, which is the more the better. And there is one more coming up by the Go Pulse team. They announced it, but it's not ready yet. So they have the website reserved and they're setting it up. So they said something along lines of like 2 to 3 weeks. But this is development, and this is what is being built in the background. It's all the smart guys on all the pencil pushers, all the nerds. They're building stuff in the background, and it's just amazing that things are popping up, even without Richard Hart doing anything or announcing anything like that. And they got their APL going. Website seems pretty responsive to me. Got the transactions. Let's look at the blocks.
Yeah, there really is a lot.
They're also still
more
indexing. 5% blocks index. We are indexing this chain right now. Some of the counts may be inaccurate. Yeah, okay, obviously, because it's super new. It just launched yesterday. And sorry, what did you say, Jesse?
Yeah, there is really a lot more going on behind the scenes that the everyday user doesn't necessarily see. There's some developers that have their own RPC endpoints. There's services that help you scrape data from the chain so you could put it into your dApps. There's stuff that's built behind the scenes that never really gets talked about a whole lot mainstream. So it is I'm not going to say it's thriving compared to BNB, but it is building with some good momentum. Pulse Chain has a lot of builders on it.
Yeah. A lot of builders. And we also, oh yeah, Richard who? Richard who? Yeah. I got a pic of Richard. Dina, look at that. Yeah. Great memes coming up. Our new female Richard. This is how he's gonna return after his absence. Just don't know it yet. But yeah, stuff is being developed, and one of the other cool stuff that is gonna be done, or being done in the background, is actually Alex and Hedron. So he has taken on a monumental task of improving the ecosystem, and he's making it super cool, interactive, both chains intermixed, all the things together working, airdrops out the ass. And he says his HMI code is already complete, so it's ready for testnet, working on cross-chain token part next. That was just 4 days ago. And for anybody living under the bridge, he is making the ICOSA Hedron contract work cross-chain and be interchangeable no matter what chain you're on, that you can just use it as you like. But the incentive, I guess, is gonna to be moving over to Pulse Chain, because you just won't have any fees, and it's gonna be amazing because you can just move everything over to Pulse and just use it natively there. So it's the first time I heard about something like that. It's really cool to see. It's just so much stuff being built in the background. Yeah. Shout out to Sir Alex. Yeah. He's one of the smart guys. Smart guys in the ecosystem. And another smart guy, Zidon, one of the admins in the chat. Looky. And he was featured recently with his GasApp in the Chrome, what is it called? Browser extension, Chrome, Google Store, whatever it is. Chrome, Google Web Store, that's what it is. I made a gas estimate for Pulse Chain on Google Extension Store. It was featured. Thank you, everyone, for giving it a good review. Yeah, so if you have time, check it out. I'm gonna drop it in the chat. This is actually giving visibility, and when people search for gas-related stuff and so on, they might see it and be interested. And it's just one of those, like, you know, the Sami always likes to say the community, the network is what's important. And this is just one of those things where all those things, you know, this community builds an explorer, this dev builds the gas estimate. It's all those things coming together that are creating convenience and creating the visibility, and it's all just a giant ball of people working together to make the world better. And this is in the end, you get this amalgamation of like cool stuff, and then at some point people come in, the bull market's starting off, and people say, oh, what the hell is going on over there? There are people like building, and it's fun and it's engaging. There was 150 streamers, and in the bear market they've been partying. Like, what the hell? I want to be part of that club. This is how it's going to come along. Yeah. And I also got some. This design was made by Poseidon as well, by the way. He's dashing out all the cool stuff in Hex design. So if you want to have a look, it's all like AI, cool, animated, and you can use it for advertisement, for shilling, for sharing, for cool memes and so on. It's putting out a lot of those. Check it out. You can find all of them in Hex design. Or like Hex and post chain themed. And we got also this guy here. Very cool. This is the post chain, and then Hex and the PortalX. Very cool design. Hey, Sunny Beach. Yeah, Balenciaga Hex design. Yes, definitely Balenciaga. Poseidon, you need to put in some Balenciaga words in your AI creations. Maybe add some Richard Hart into it. Sunny Beach, thank you everyone for the condolences on my doggy. Oh, I didn't hear about that. Sad to hear. I always see the cool stuff that you share on the on the beaches. Actually, it's really fun to watch those. Built in a bear has says one hexy mofo. Yes, definitely. Good morning, Chase. Hey, Fox. Yeah. And then there is also another great artist. So there's lots of artists actually in our community. What do you guys have in the Power City community for designers?
For design, we have internal designers. So Toshi Flow designs AI artwork that you'll end up seeing on our core or your core NFTs. When you have stake positions in the core, you'll have an associated JPEG that gets attached to that monetary stake, and it's going to be some really cool AI artwork that our core team has made. Pulse Jesus also is great with some AI work. But yeah, we do it all internally.
That's cool. But share it. Don't keep it internal.
No. Like so when we release the core, all these NFTs will be visible, because everyone will actually have them attached to their stake, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to necessarily show off all the artwork first. We want everyone to be surprised when they go and then claim
you don't want people to download them
have,
prematurely and copy paste them.
Yeah, they have a surprise picture waiting for them,
Yeah, speaking of surprises, So Richard Hart decided apparently to fight it. I made this one. Richard Hart posted like 20, I don't know, 20 lines or more about legal defenses, and probably that's not even all. His legal arguments are like out of the world. He had them. Yeah, the crypto lawyers out there aren't using all the defenses available to them. I came up with these ideas to help them. As blockchains are communication network, they are protected by Section 230, and it's all this stuff. Like he is setting up, and while all this stuff is being, Patrick says, "Nani?" Yeah, that's the meme. Oh, you're coming towards me.
Yeah, he's got an interesting take on legal defenses. Blockchain is speech. Is his angle. I think there's probably some strong counter arguments. Not that I'm taking a position one way or another, but just like with free speech, you're welcome to say whatever you want to. However, the things that you say do still have consequences, right? So, like in a workplace, for example, sure, free speech. You're welcome as an employee to go. You're not welcome to, but you have free speech. You can go and you can verbally, sexually degrade somebody else. But there also comes a consequence for doing that. You'll likely be terminated, right? So just because you have the ability to say whatever you want does not necessarily mean there are not consequences to go along with it. So the argument on the crypto side for blockchain as speech would be, well, you're welcome to publish whatever data or speech that you want to on a chain. However, how you do that, there could be consequences attached, right? Just like there are in like the verbal speech world.
You're terminated. I don't know if my German accent is good enough for this. Yeah. I don't know what to say to that. I don't think this is a free speech issue though. I think it's more than just free speech. Like he's taking this free speech angle, but it's more about freedom in general, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Nobody,
it's not just free speech. It's all the things that we sacrifice for. It's freedom of movement, freedom of speech, freedom of being able to transact with whoever you want. Like we're building the future here in that regard. And we're fighting it. And it seems like Richard Hart decided to fight for that, even though some people think that he abandoned us, like this guy. Brandon B. He is capitulating. And Kaiser, if you're still here, that's what I was remembering where you scolded him. No, you put him in his place. He says, so Richard Hart is bitch for hiding like a coward and abandoning his community at the time it most needed him, right? PLSX Hex. And then the original post is, Satoshi, I'm just going to call you out as a bitch here for hiding like a coward. Like, Satoshi is gone. And this was the what was it called? The outrage marketing time as well. So take it with a caveat. And then Kaisha, it's too small, I guess. Right. Let me enhance that. And then Kaisha mentions like, yo, Richard Hart posted an hour ago. He's not gone. He's not a bitch. He's not hiding anywhere. He's there. And there is so much development going on, even for stuff that like PortalX is being developed out the ass in the background. The Block Scout Explorer, the scan.pulse chain is getting updates all the time. It's just that you don't see all the minor ones. Like if there is a some stuff not working, some links not working, the auto router updates, the spam blocking and so on that most users don't even see because they don't get the captures if they're not a scammer and so on, or a spammer, a scraper and so on. All those good things that are being done in the background that doesn't even affect you but are needed for the infrastructure to work, like all the AWS stuff, the server stuff. You just don't see that. You just log in, you open the website, and you're like, oh yeah, it works, it's nice and great, but you don't see all the development in the background, and there's a huge amount of that going on. Some of the people that are more in the gist of it, like you, Jesse, and Katie, and people that are doing the validating and so on, K4K, Hodl Dog, and so on. There are some people that are more in tune with that, and they see more of the details. And I actually would like to see more people bring all that information out so it's invisible for the average user. So if you have some stuff that you just see but you think it's minor, it's probably not. It's probably a bigger thing than you think, because everything that we usually work with seems like normal to us. But if somebody is not a developer, if somebody is not looking at all the changes on the website, all the minute things that make it a lot better for the end user, they're just not gonna take any. They're not gonna pay any attention to it. They're not gonna realize how big it is.
Yeah, I think there's updates, constant updates. So even uh, bridge.pulsechain.com, I think, is getting an update soon, from what I
Yeah,
understand.
yeah.
The community is really free to do what they want to on this chain. There's a lot of blockchains out there where the founder who started the chain was anonymous from the beginning all the way till even currently, right? And nobody knows who some of those guys are at all. There's some other chains that the founder is very, very public. PortalX, very public. The Matic team, they're very public and forward facing. But there's endless blockchains where nobody even knows who the team is, right? So you look at Pulse Chain and you say, well, it functions. There's things being built on it. It works. It's working better every day as more and more things get built, as the community continues to build out this infrastructure. And we place too much weight on one guy. Does Richard matter? Yeah, he matters. His words have impact. His sentiment becomes the sentiment of everyone else. When he's going through a personal thing right now, the community also gets scared, and that does have impact. But I think the community places way too much weight on it. This is a decentralized chain that anybody can build on.
I feel it's like a ship and a captain. Like the ship still functions without a captain, because everybody knows what their job is. Everybody has their position, and they just trot along. So if the captain goes out and goes back into his cabin for a few days and just doesn't talk to anybody, the ship will still sail. He set the course, it's going, and now he's doing his own stuff for a little while, and then he's going to be back. That's how I see it. It's going to come out at the right time to set a new course. Easy.
Maybe this is a pipe dream, but perhaps someday the attraction to Pulse Chain will be because there is no captain. Because it's a playground that anybody can go to build whatever they want to or transact however they'd like to without without there being a captain. There's a beauty in that. That's why people like Bitcoin so much. At least that's the narrative for Bitcoin.
Yeah. I'll see that in a longer term, though. For the short term, I would prefer Richard Hart to be able to win the lawsuit case or whatever, come out, and then for the next bull market really put on the gas, bring in more attention, because he is a good marketer in that regard. But we could do it as a community all by ourselves. Like if he was gone and if he didn't do anything, everything would still function as is. And long term, I agree. He should be out and take a minor role, or completely disappear, just like Satoshi did. And you see Bitcoin's taking over in that regard, or took over in that regard, the moment he was gone.
Well, these are the cards we've been dealt. So, you know, Richard's going through some things right now, and I think what we got right now is what we're going to have for the foreseeable future.
Yeah. Isn't he giving the SEC ideas on how to reverse these arguments?
Well, you know, I thought
because
about
the
that.
arguments are still gonna be there.
Yeah, but I thought about that. I thought, man, if these are the arguments that he would attempt to defend with, laying all these arguments out months ahead of time so that they can prepare counter arguments months ahead of time probably isn't the best, right?
It's probably not all of them, by the way. And if you have this many arguments, it might even be thrown out immediately. Like maybe it doesn't even go to court. Maybe the first time they meet, the judge is gonna say, "Yeah, okay, you have no case. Bye." That might be one of the things that's gonna happen. I really would welcome this, by the way. So it's gone as soon as possible. But yeah.
I mean, I think it's pretty obvious he's avoiding being served, though. So, you know, when you read his bio and it says he doesn't read newspapers, he doesn't respond to DMs, so on and so forth. He has comments disabled. He's taken all these measures where people, where he just can't or won't be able to be served unless they can physically find him, which who knows where he is, right? So it starts to become interesting. If they can't serve him, then they have to postpone and attempt to continue serving him. Now, that only goes on so long, and then they either throw the case away, but usually I don't think that's what they do. I think they get pissed off and they start communicating with their DOJ buddies, saying, you know what, this guy, screw this guy. He's playing a cat and mouse game. Let's go after him on the legal side, right? And that's when things start to get really ugly. So while avoiding being served works for a little while, I don't know that it's the best technique long term. It probably would lead to bigger problems later on.
Well, I don't know either, but it is what it is right now, and we're gonna see how it works out. Like it's a bold strategy. Do you know what I mean? It's a bold strategy. Let's see if it works out. But Brandon B also. So Cassia, you didn't ratio him. You said, unfortunately, but Katie did. Look at that. Katie did with an immense, so 145, and then also Somi almost. He is calling him the capitulation signal. And then Katie did. She is really good at writing all those pieces, I guess. She is really good with words. 359 likes. That's crazy. Capitulation is real. It's pretty obvious. Nothing has been abandoned. PortalX just had routing optimization development pushed live. The Block Explorer just got development updates. All the stuff that we talked about additionally as well. PortalX has features being built, and there's more than meets the eye. Abandoned just shows people lack of ability to research and understand what's being done. Dude, the price chart sucks, but so does everybody's. Markets turn around and beers don't last forever, but making statements of abandonment is just capitulation talk. Chill. Yeah.
You know, Brandon just seemed like he was like mad or upset or frustrated or something, right? Because he also said he's not selling; he's just going to hold. And he is involved in, he got involved in all the other stuff on chain. Probably 5 to 10 other protocols on chain. He's going to be some sort of participant in. So, he's not done. He has to come back. There's other tokens that will be waiting for him at some point. And he's just expressing that he's interested in other protocols. Maybe more than Pulse Chain. Even though Pulse Chain's still in its infancy, he'll be back. He's just frustrated right now.
Going higher, just like all the waves. But yeah, regarding the abandonment, somebody made this meme. It's very fitting.
Is it worth it? Oh yeah, it's worth it. If you're strong enough.
Very good. Yeah. Gotta be strong enough. Gotta be strong enough to carry all those Gucci and Prada bags. Gucci Prada. Shout out to the old Richard Hart. Please be back. There's so many people that I've seen over the past like 2-3 months that are saying, I want old Richard back. It's boring. Bitcoin is down. Ethereum is down. Bear market is boring. We need some fun again. T-shares cure FUD. Yeah, there it is.
What is that on Richard's head?
Green candles cure everything. Come again?
What is that on his head in that previous picture?
It's just some silly Prada hat. Looks
like a bucket. He's wearing a bucket.
Yeah, look, it's a Prada symbol here. It's a golden fleece Prada, I don't know, reflection hitty hat. It's all the like reflection stuff from Prada. Lol. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, meanwhile, while we're in the bear market, we have to contend with stuff like this. And Yahoo calling what is this? Redirection. Are you gonna load? Is the website gonna load? We made it in the top 10. Yahoo Finance. These are the 10 worst performing cryptocurrencies in 2022, a year that was riddled with fraud, scams, spectacular implosions for the crypto industry. And I think we are here somewhere. Wait, Solana. Solana is number 1.
Yeah, we're second to last, I think.
Yeah, we're second. Second place. Oh my God. Second place for 2022. You got best performing asset one year, top 10 worst performing assets next year. This is crypto. The volatility.
You know what though? So I remember when Richard said he was going to make a blockchain. I think Hex was close to 0.008. It was less than a penny. It wasn't quite a penny yet. Almost. When he did that, it pumped. And then when there were sacrifice periods, it pumped. Went up to 20 cents, went down to 14. Went up to 50 cents, went back down to 20. And all that's happened is it's just gone right back to where it was before Pulse Chain was even announced as becoming a thing. It's just back to where it was before. And people, granted, have economic energy now in Pulse Chain, and that's gone down a lot. But Hex itself, if you just wipe out the Pulse Chain timeline out of that, it's back where it used to be. It pumped because of Pulse Chain, in my opinion.
So kind of buy the rumor, sell the news?
Correct. Right. Yeah. And you got to remember, right, when people were sacrificing, they were buying Hex, sending it. Buy, send, buy, send, buy, send. And
yeah, that was also one of the narratives, because people actually discussed that the best strategy was to buy Hex, so it pumps Hex, and then sacrifice that into PLS. That was, a lot of people were talking about that.
Yeah, but it was a good narrative for those that knew that they still had liquid hex, or they had stakes that were coming out and they would have liquid hex, so that they could dump and extract that value from people buying it and sending it in, buying it and sending it in. So I always thought that it would retrace back, maybe not as far as it has now, but like it was inevitable. There was no way it was going to stay at 50. There was no way it was going to stay at 20 cents. 7 cents seemed reasonable or so, somewhere around there. But it ended up going right back to where it was before Pulse Chain was even announced as being a thing.
Where are we at right now? Are we under? Yeah, we're combined. We're like at 1 cent right now. Yeah, combined is 1 cent. So it's right before the big run up. I remember the first time it pumped like to, what was it, on Winter's Eve or on New Year's or something. It was like up to 1.3 cents, and then it dropped back down 80-90%. Oh, that was a crazy time. And it was just a few days. Nobody thought it would go to 1 cent, and it's still at 1 cent. But it sucks for all the people that went in like between, and they have to wait out for like the next bull market and see how it develops. Yeah.
Well, when everyone is euphoric with a giant green candle, it's really interesting because everyone always assumes that it's just going to keep doing that forever. I think smart investors recognize that, and when everyone else is euphoric, they take profits. When everyone is capitulating and they think that a bottom's in and that it's never going to come back or it's going to keep going down, and the majority of the community around Twitter is like super bearish, well, that's when the smart investors decide to start scooping some up. That's how people get rich in crypto, is they do the opposite of what other people are doing.
Yeah, contrarian.
When the majority of people
be
think
contrarian
it's
to
doomed,
make the maximum return.
Yeah, when the majority of people think it's doomed, a couple people will buy that and make a lot of money.
Kasha says, how high do you guys think the combined hex price can go in the next bull market? So I'm thinking the next big emotional level is $1, and it's combined hex price. So probably something like 40 cents, 60 cents or something. And then combined it's $1. But I'm saying the maximum, because we've overblown the fair value last time so much, I think it can, and depending on the liquidity, how much is available in the pools, I'm thinking the upper level would be like $7 for this bull run. Okay, show about high. What's your prognosis? Just GC.
I'm not sure.
GC.
I don't think Hex is done for, but I don't know that we're gonna. I think that the biggest, fastest run up in its history was the announcement of Pulse Chain, and then in that short 6 or 8 month window, it did over a 50x. I don't think that we're gonna see that again, the way we saw it when Pulse Chain was announced.
Yeah, but meanwhile, while we're waiting for all those new all-time highs, whales are gonna whale. Look at that guy. He bought some here, started selling, bought back in, and then he's just riff-raffing himself away. So all this is going on, and there is so many people that are doing that right now, especially on the ratio trades, trying to sell and buy, and there is so many people that are really invested in it, and some people, and half of them are scared, half of them are invested in buying the lows of those whales. There is one guy, Somi talked about it the other day, there is a guy who has been selling like 60% or 70% of his funds, and other people are just scooping it up at the bottom with like crazy low prices. It's crazy to see that people are giving up like this. and then others are just taking their positions for pennies on the dollar, and then just to be and they're just setting themselves up for the next bull market. It's crazy. I'm thinking at some point it will pump so high, and then the people that are selling are gonna regret it. I've seen it so many times, especially with those pump and dumps by Bitcoin. Like the last day, how ridiculous is that? It dumps by 2-3%, and then it pumps higher or back up to the 21 weekly average, just wrecking all the people that thought, oh, it's gonna dump, it's gonna go down, we're going in back to 10K or something. There was a lot of crying about, and then nope, it's just a wick, just faking out here on the weekly. Let's go up, back up, guys. Yeah.
Let's
So
talk
ridiculous.
about Pulse for a second. So I think yesterday, the total, like it was like a 6% dump yesterday on Pulse. Now, some of that I think was probably due to correlation to ETH and Bitcoin and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Some of it was just the normal, sellers getting scared. But when you looked at the volume, the buy volume and the sell volume only had a difference of $200,000. So a 6% dump was caused by $200,000 worth of Pulse being sold. I think the liquidity is getting thinner and thinner and thinner. And the more this happens, the more volatile it will become. So it's not entirely impossible for us to see another 5, 10, 20% dump really easily, actually, in Pulse. But we also have to remember that volatility to the upside is just as quick. When liquidity is thin, things can dump fast, but they can also pump very fast.
Yeah. But it's like nothing on the chart, right? If you look at it, it's nothing. This is PLS to die on the weekly.
Oh, so that's a week. Yeah, so on the weekly, looks like it's almost sideways, right? So
yeah, even on log, yeah, it's pretty much sideways, and it looks like seller exhaustion at this point. Like, what was it? Yeah, this was the, I think this was the ICC scare, right? 31st of July. What's the measurement for that? Wow, I don't have it set up here. Yeah, that one was 65% down. But now it's like the last few weeks, it's just 10% swings, 3%. It's like that's nothing. You have to really, really zoom in here to see anything. That's like up, down 8%. So if somebody decides to fumble his bag here, oof, it was an honor. Hex Lambo, oh, look at that. Chris Hex Lambo racing this weekend. Dannington UK GT Cup. So they're coming. Actually, let's cover that. Hex Racing Lambo. I shared this. Is that the right link? Yeah, GoFundMe.com Hex Racing. So they have a funding campaign to where was it? Le Mans? Was it Le Mans? I think it was Le Mans. They're trying to get into the Le Mans race. Yeah, Le Mans Series. Okay, let's open that.
oh man, that's a serious race.
Hex Racing joins the Le Mans Series. Reject all, close. So they have this GoFundMe. Goal is pretty high though, and all the Hexicans and all the Polsicans are low on money right now, and everybody's trying to accumulate the dip. So it's really hard to raise funds right now. I'm not sure it will go far, but hey, like I support it. Hex Racing, join Le Mans Series, Road to Le Mans, and they have also said that they already have like 800,000 or something of their own funds. Where was that? Was it here? No, wait. I think it was in the other post. So it's bringing a lot of eyes, and it is they even won last year, so it's crazy exposure, but it's also super expensive, and there is this balance between what is better. Is it really better to spend so many hundreds of thousands on say basically advertisement via the car, or is it better to just go out and send postcards to everybody and educate them about Hex or postchain or whatever, or buy billboards that some people do? Like, it's you never know what is going to have the better effect. And when, I don't know, somebody can maybe visit one of those races and he's a millionaire, it's like, oh, look at that Hex guy, I'm gonna look into it. So that might happen, but you just never know. That's what's making it really hard to fathom, especially for the Hexicans that are sitting and trying to buy crypto to be in it on the ground floor, because now is the like time to buy the dip, to be in the depression and to be part of it. And here it says Hex Racing UK own funds it's pounds, even 800k pounds for the next race, and they're looking for donations. And they say thank you. Yeah, and they have done all those crazy meetups. They got the racing. They crashed one of the Lambos, so now it's what is it, a Ford? No. Oh yeah, it's been a very cool season that they went out with last year. And they were the winning team. Can't underestimate that. Speaking of winning team, something else really cool that I saw. Gold Key made a YouTube list, streamer rank of all the YouTubers based on the views. Well, not all of them, because we have like 140, but he put in the ones he found and the ones that replied, I guess. And let me open that. And I never thought about it, but the view amount is crazy. So just with the stuff that we do in our own small communities, with this stream, with all the streams, like Somi alone is, wait, yeah. So I'm gonna share it in the chat arena for everybody.
Wow. Sami's got 4 million views.
Yeah, he is
Dang.
really raking in the views. Like, I mean, he's doing like 3-4 videos a day. He's working on it like a rat in a maze. Amazing. He doesn't stop. He has this super focus. I wish I could have that focus and that dedication. Dollar Cross Crypto going strong with 3 million. And he is doing all this work with the onboarding to Hex. We are the course and everything. Richard Hart has 10 million alone, but he's been at it for what, since 2015, 16 when he started his channel. That's also like 6 years already. And even if you remove those 10 million, and that's not even all the channels that are here, but even if you look at all of them combined, you got a total of 47 million views. And it's crazy to have a community like this that can throw together 47 million views. And then if you remove Richard Hart, it's still 37 million total views on the videos. Yeah, Patrick says it's right. Dedicated. Sami has definitely hella prolific. Respect to all the streamers. Yeah. Janetta. Oh, it's a Janetta. Okay. Janetta is a hella sexy car, but far from a Lambo's performance, he says. I don't know shit. I wouldn't even know a Lambo from a, I don't know, Ferrari or whatever. It's crazy. It's crazy times. And everybody can join. Everybody can create something. Even if you create something that's not even related to crypto, you can help out the community and put in something that's just making aware of it. Like the Hex Crochet girl, she's doing all her crocheting, and then she's doing some cool crypto crocheting and the rugs and so on. Yeah. Not the bad rugs, the good kind of rugs that lie on the floor and you can rub your feet on. Yeah, I think we covered. Oh no, wait. We want. I also wanted to bring this up. Pentanomi brought up. Wait, are we already? That's gonna be the last point, I guess. So he was talking about this 38% and we should go away from it. Yeah, this long post. I recommended people stop quoting 38% APY when promoting Hex because it's simply not accurate and can be a red flag because it sounds like a lie. It's really confusing as well. I stopped using it for a long time, and I prefer going with the 1 year route because a lot of institutions, the banking, they always use the 1 year average, and for Hex, the 1 year is like 8 or 10% or something. So you can round it up, make it like a 9 because it's the power of 3 or something. And it makes it more manageable because then you don't have to understate the average staking length. It's not super high. I mean, it's still high in general in contrast to all the fiat world and the old system, but it's not weird high with 38%. And yeah, it's a much more manageable number. So that one is actually still on the Hex website, but I think we need to change that as a community as well. That we need to say it is 9-10% for 1 year because that's how everybody else is measuring within 1 year. And then he also points out how right now if you stake, it's roughly 30%. Because all those 38% API, there were also the bonuses. You got like the lower T share and so on. So it was a little bit different if you staked from the very beginning. Changed now. The measurements changed. So really cool point.
Yeah, he's got a good explanation written up there.
Yeah. Whew. I think we got through all the topics that I wanted to bring up. And it's time to end the stream. Do we have... Is my chat is not working. What's happening here? Okay, we're back. Well, everybody, thanks for joining. Check out the new PortalX swap.io. Check out my stream on Sunday, 8 p.m. Portugal time, Security Sunday. And do you have any final words, Jesse? Anything you would like to share?
It's just exciting to not only be launching some things, but seeing all these other things launch on Pulse Chain. It's really exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be more and more over time. Oh, most of the stuff you only will be hearing in the bull market. That is hopefully coming up soon. That's going to be even more exciting. When all the stuff that is being developed in the background, you see it pop up everywhere, and then people are going to start using. Oh, that's going to be amazing. Can't wait. You know what else I can wait for? The outro. See you next time.